Thanks for taking the time. How do you guys feel about the draw tonight? Positives to take away?
Yeah, definitely positive. A clean sheet is definitely a positive. Whenever you get a clean sheet, it's always good. The longer we could keep a team scoreless, the higher we have a chance to win the game. We'll take a point for sure. We felt like we could have gotten 3. We feel like we're all over them. We had a good first half. I feel like in the second half we kind of laid off a little bit, but we still were there. You can see the chances we create, but definitely a positive.
Good bounce back from the Charleston game in terms of keeping the clean sheet. 3 clean sheets in a row at home now. What's the difference between being on the road and being here?
Home is always an advantage for sure. We definitely got clean up our road, form for sure. It's happening since last year, and then last year we did pick it up, but we definitely got to change something. We got to at least get a point on the road, but definitely home, we're trying to make it a fortress. We have to take care of home because that's where we're considered we should get all 3 points.
What do you think the focus will be this week in practice leading up to next week's game? You're back home again, right? So it should be a pretty, you should be in a good routine this week. What are you hoping to work on?
Definitely just work on the ball movement, the tempo of the ball movement, work on some restarts, get the set pieces right. We have been better defensively, but now we're trying to hunt some goal offensively for sure. But definitely the ball movement, the tempo is good. We're trying to find our important players like Samu and Jack. Unfortunately, Jack went down, but he'll be good for sure. Momo is really building up. As you can see, Addy is really in good form right now. Manu and Seb. So we're just going to get those guys on the ball, move the ball fast, and trying to create some more chances.
You're talking about focus. None of those kind of mental lapses today. No goals given up from set pieces. How do you feel about that part of the game?
Mentality is always an important thing. You could have all the technical side, you could be fit, but if the mentality is not there, if the focus is not there, then one slip up. And as you can see, a lot of the games we lost before the Charleston game was like 1-0 wins, just a small mentality. So one thing we've been emphasizing is just the focus and the attention to detail, and I feel like you can see it tonight.
All right, yeah, so a nice clean sheet, no goals allowed. That's got to feel good. And to pick up a point, how do you guys kind of assess tonight's match?
We definitely wanted 3 points, but a point is good enough right now, right? So you're just going to go to the next game.
You personally, a couple of really great saves there to protect that clean sheet. How does that feel for you as the keeper?
It's good, especially after last week's game. I had to redeem myself the whole time. I was like, I can't let it go in, so that's what I try to do today. Every game, really, but.
So as the keeper coming back off a game like that, gave up a few goals in Charleston, what's your mentality coming in to try to redeem yourself?
Short-term memory. You have to have short-term memory. You can't dwell on it too much or you're just going to sink in a hole. So you got to just forget about it and have a good game the next time. So.
Is there an area that you want to see the team address this week in practice heading into next week's match?
It's just energy. Everybody's coming to practice 100% now, especially after the Charleston game. Everybody wants a point, everybody wants 3 points, everybody wants to win. I know you saw today, we're just pressing on them crazy. So I think that's good. A little motivation, a little wake-up call from Charleston.
Playing here is always fun too, right?
The best. It's the best, yeah. In front of the home field and everything. I don't get to see everybody talking so much smack. It's just a lot of love here, so yeah, so it's good.
What's it mean to you to be able to meet the kids like that and see that how much they look up to you and you're creating a special memory for them?
When I was little, man, that's what motivated me. If I talk to a player and stuff like that, so I try to do as best I can to show them some love. So.
Who's a player that you talked to when you were a kid that gave you that motivation?
Thierry Henry. Yeah, so he came to Tucson a couple of times and I spoke to him in French and stuff like that. So I thought it was really cool from him to do that. So yeah.
Must feel good to grab a point at home and not allow any goals.
Yeah, it's our 3rd clean sheet in a row at home. So that's momentum building. That tells me the structure is good. They did have some good looks, but all from distance. So they're, manageable. We had good momentum at the end of the game, but the game was very choppy. It was mismanaged again, so it was very choppy. We started the game very brightly. We were good on the ball, clean on the ball, and then we just started getting hacked down everywhere, so it became choppy. But we have to fight through that because it's something we've seen before, and it's clearly an approach for other teams.
You talked about kind of starting brightly, first half, a lot of the ball, a lot of possession, not translating that into opportunities. Yep. How do you make that?
Well, I think we would be wearing another team down if they're not allowed to just hack us all over the field. I think the ability to move the ball at that tempo would eventually pull them apart or put them in positions where we could exploit the spaces, but the game just wasn't allowed to develop, unfortunately.
In the second half, you did start to get those opportunities. So
Yeah.
what changed for the team?
We just got more direct. We just played to the way it was being managed by the referee, so we just got more direct and physical ourselves, and then the game became a total coin flip.
Now, you talk about playing to the way the game is being managed by the officials. How do you work with the players to make that transition sooner when you see that, in the first 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's difficult because it's such an unpredictable environment when it's like that. So we don't want the games to be like that. I don't think anyone wants the games to be like that. We want high-level soccer to come out, but it's been difficult to do that in these environments.
Heading into next week, I know you're home again. What are you hoping to focus on in training? Some of the guys were talking about energy and playing a full 90.
Yeah, it's good. I think we saw good performances. I would highlight Addy Obalola. I thought he was the man of the match for us. He was all over the field, clean on the ball, doing his work defensively. He's a really exciting young player. And I think a high-end talent that's going to impact this league and others. So I'm really happy for him. That's a huge performance to put in when he gets called on to start, and I think he has to be called on again after that. So that's great. I'm happy for him. And we had a few others that put in really good performances, but he's the one that stands out for me. Yeah.
A player like Addy, last year you had Momo, great performances early on, no goals. Addy kind of in a similar situation.
Yeah.
What are you looking for from him to make that step forward and kind of get those goal contributions?
Well, I think he did his part tonight to put us in positions to score goals. He just gives the game whatever it needs. He's very selfless that way, and I think his teammates love him for that. We certainly do as a staff. His defensive running numbers are off the charts, and on the ball, he's clean, but like I said, he doesn't force anything. He gives the game what it needs, and eventually he'll get rewarded. He'll be in good positions because of those actions on both sides of the ball.
Jack P going down with an injury. Any update on him immediately?
Nothing yet. I'll hear after the game, probably by early tomorrow morning. I'll have a better idea where he's at, and Michi was largely precautionary. We don't want to be in a position where we're down 4 or 5 starters going into next week.